Y'all may be seated. Y'all make a brother feel wanted. Yes, sir. Had you finished? I don't. I never like to stop anything unless it's bad. You all look good. After our brother finishes his statement, I'll go into a few things. Yes, sir, brother Simon.
Yes, sir. On the post concerning the negative that concerning Father is about the food that negative that goes into Father, however it does not affect Father. It's the same idea as all the brothers and sisters on the internet with all the negative thoughts and the people around the world, even in the UNOI that has negative thoughts about Father. It doesn't affect them either.
That's it. Well, that is it. But that's true, and it would serve you all very well, to keep this in your forefront of your thinking. Because if I were able, or if I were not able to discard negative, I couldn't do this. It'd be impossible. Because the author of negative never stops. We get tired and once in a while want to take a break, but he don't never stop. Right when you take a break, you break that straw. When you come off your break, you got a whole lot of stuff he done fixed it for you. You got to work with. Do we have any visitors? Okay. I'll speak for a few moments, and then if you all have any questions, you'll feel free to ask. Because if you're really interested in today and what must be done and how you fit, you should have a question. And if you don't, well, you're already with us. I still got some questions. Where is everybody? I wanted to speak today on the process of owning things. The process of owning things. Naturally, when you came from your mother's womb, that separated you from everyone else and every life form on the planet. That's your life. There is help that is given to you to make sure that you get a good start with this new life. But it's yours. And if the teacher that teaches you and protects you and guides you and brings you into a situation of understanding or stability, if that is right, then what you own, you're treated right. So in turn, it will treat you right. Meaning if you have the body, your mother nourishes the body, teaches you and brings you up, clothes you, bath you, make sure everything is done righteously. You will adopt that practice. Then therefore, you won't be eating food that tears the body down. You always look youthful. You think youthful. Everything is always in a motion where you can always bring up something that's new, or at least interesting. Most of us haven't been experiencing that until you started to come with me. And the drag or the residue that you still have from the world is still present. So it wants to speak to you in your every waking moment. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. Because once you found out what you own is more than your person, you own the right to be right and magnify right. So when the opportunity is presented to you from the author of right and says, let's go, let's build this righteous kingdom, let's change the earth, let's bring about this new thought, this new idea, let's make it real, and it's yours. Genetically designed, you are designed for that. So what do you own? You own right. What does right have to offer to bear witness that is right? At least in this particular home, 196,940,000 square miles, and all that is within it, around it and above it. That's a lot to own. Now, when you have, since we do have a natural, and the word is natural, enemy, a natural enemy, and it's not a person. White folks is not our enemy. He's not strong enough to be our enemy. Not the enemy of truth. He was so weak, we had to give him time. Not that he came in so strong, he said, look, God, I'm going to rule, and that's what I'm going to do, and ain't nothing you can do about it. He started ruling. And that didn't happen. Is that right? So we had to give him. So that should let us know anytime we want to take it back, we could do it. However, we set a time when we were to do this. We said after 6 days, which equates to 6,000 years, at the end of that time, in the beginning of the 7th day, I, the one, I, not we, I will come. However, just before I come, I will raise up amongst you one from amongst yourself that speaks your language. And his name will be Elijah. And he'll come just before I come. Because when I come, it's going to be indeed a great and dreadful day. Elijah couldn't make it dreadful. He could only tell you about it. He couldn't make it great because he couldn't make a nation in a nation and do it with authority. He was only the messenger. Are you listening? So when I show up, I'm going to bring you out of the state of ignorance and the state of poverty and the state of everything that associates itself with death. I'm going to bring you out with great substance. Meaning I'm bringing you out at the same time that you're getting the substance. Not that I'm going to bring you out and then give it to you. I'm going to bring you out with great substance. And we are doing that. Here in Kansas City, and as I'm bringing you out, I'm adding substance. I'm adding substance. More people come to want to be full-time. We got to get another house. That's substance. The businesses are going to have to pick up. That's substance. And in doing that, people are beginning to look and say, whoa, what is happening there? This is not the norm. No black people or black man is doing what they are doing. They just don't do that. They're always up in our face asking, well, will you give us this? If you don't, we're going to boycott. That's what happens, isn't it? Do we do that? So it's not normal as the world knows it to be. So as I'm bringing you out of ignorance into light, out of death, I'm also providing the substance. Now we have the businessman that the messenger prepared, like it reads in the book. Moses had to make preparation for Solomon in the building of this righteous kingdom that will be greater than any kingdom ever built. Ever is a key word. Did Allah ever build one? Yes. I'm talking about the original Allah. The one that you can't find. Solomon's coming to build one greater than his. Any reason, king, concerning the messenger? They stated there, said, well, the messenger is talking to the Lord, thank you for allowing me to see someone to take my place and make his kingdom greater than mine. Greater. If this is to be done, in which it is, the only thing that I care to own, I hope you listen, the only thing that I care to own is the knowledge to make you successful and the power to back it up. I don't care to own anything else. Why? Because it poses a responsibility that I don't care to be responsible for. I don't want no followers. I want my children to grow up fast and grow and come back. You know, let me see what you're doing. Magnify the truth. That way you leave me always free. And so the prayer that was ushered up or given to God or the Lord from the Solomon that I'm representing or the fullness of. That he asked Allah to give me knowledge and wisdom to guide your people, such a great people, in and out of their affairs. And the Lord said, I'm certainly pleased with that prayer. You didn't ask for no riches. You didn't ask me to do anything to your enemies. None of that did you ask. So what you've asked is granted. And because you didn't ask for wealth, I'm going to make you richer than anyone has ever been before you. Ever is a key word. And before Solomon, there was supposed to have been Jesus Christ, or at least Jesus, Moses, Abraham, all of those beloved, Prophet Muhammad, all of those beloved followers. And to make sure that if I got someone out of the order of it, and it said, and even after you. So I still got you. That's a heavy statement. And it was news to me. If I go and ask you to listen, my family is in dire need of a place to stay. My house got burnt down, and I need assistance from you to house my family for at least maybe a month or so until I can put them in a place. And you tell me, well, look, that's all you want to do? That's all I need for this time. Well, look, I have a villa over in so-and-so. Go take that. And here's my credit card, unlimited. Use it at your own discretion. And if you decide to keep it, stay there as long as you like. And if you see a place that you like better than that, use a credit card and purchase it. You know, I'm going to be dumbfounded. What? Get a job? I don't think so. Well, what's the difference? I'm going to give you more wealth than anyone before you or after you. I'm going to give you more knowledge than anyone that has ever had before you or that will come after you. I didn't ask for all that. However, I got it. And I mean, I got, and then they put it in the book so that I would actually go back and see what was said, really for the fullness of Solomon. They put it in the book that represents the law, the Quran. We took Solomon and carried him around and gave him a little knowledge of everything. Not most, not 99.9, everything. And they did just that. Had a beautiful life. Now, they said, Royall? Yes, sir. This is what you own. And they're carrying me around the whole universe at 76 quintillion miles. And everything that they showed me in it. They say, this is what you own. I said, I do. I don't know how to travel from planet to planet. I don't know what to do with it. Don't worry, you will. First, I had to start treating me right. Because after thinking about it, and they're constant telling me their love for me. Are you listening? They never spoke about the things or life forms before me or after me or during the time of me greater than they spoke about me, to me. I thought about that. Here they're showing me, here's a person. Well, it was three of them. Here, one did all the conveying. But what I'm looking at, here's someone that's got enough knowledge to go anywhere and everywhere in the universe, not just in Kansas, on the planet. I'm talking the universe. And they're telling me how great I am. I said, that don't fit. But then it can't be lying. What would be the advantage for them to lie and have that kind of knowledge? Just having that kind of knowledge omits lies. You own this, Royall. I do. You'll see. And when I start checking myself out, what I own by nature, just me, what I was doing, and what should be done, I started doing what should be done. And I started reaping the benefits from it. Oh man, this works. And naturally, understanding was coming rapidly. So much so I started running around telling the people that I knew of my family. And the zest and the zeal was to such magnitude it frightened them. Nothing can be that good. You're insane. I strongly suggest that you go to the psychiatrist. I went. He was glad I came. He was, because he learned something. And I was having fun. That's wonderful. So it has gotten to the point now, in the process of bringing you out, you got this and many other things as a beginning. You know, like the children, when you start them, they want everything everybody else got, so you go get them a skateboard, roller skates, and a skateboard. After they done had the big wheel and the tricycle. They didn't pay for any of it. Just from them being cheerful. And the more obedient they are, the more they get. And you watch how they treat it. They don't let them, if they let somebody use the skateboard or let them use the tricycle, and they see that the person is tying it up, they take it back. No, you're not treating it right. I'm not going to let you have it. And you'll be looking at it and say, oh, that's a good trade. And then it goes right on up until now they have their automobile, but they're still staying at your home with you. They're treating it right. They have order to everything. They treat you right. They treat what you have right. Then this allows you to always let them have of what you have anytime they ask for it. Because it's going to be treated right. I hope you all follow what I'm coming across with. Now, you all here own the right to magnify the truth. Now, I have provided for you things that's comfortable to your knowledge that will make you able to do that. Food, we got a system set up for it. Brother Trevor might say, well, I don't know about that system. It's pretty weak. But I don't see nobody here seeing it. I mean, truth is. Communication, we got Brother Tank, I think that's his name, on the internet. Was it Tank? It's gotten to the point I don't never have to wonder where he is. Just call his number. Oh, yes, sir, Paul. 3 o'clock in the morning. What you doing? Phone ring one time. Ring it. Yes, sir. I said, don't you sleep? Sometimes. Transportation, we've got it for material and people. In other words, I'm showing you the line of what you are being brought out with, right along with you. And what will let me know how wise you are is how you treat it. I do notice looking at the math of things, when I first started to become official as being myself to others, I started with Abbas Rasul after I left Brother Alvin Farrakhan and the minister. I started with Brother Abbas Rasul. And at the time, he was married to Sister Lyota. And I must admit, most people don't like Brother Abbas. The man gets it done. What he wants to get done. What he don't, he may procrastinate a day or two. Evidently, it must have spilled over on his wife at that time. Now, we make a call to Sister Lyota, could you see if you can get so-and-so and so-and-so? Most of the time, she gets it. That takes knowledge, and it has to be her, not using it. It has to be her. To persuade people against their will, to do what they should do and not. Are you listening? That's a means of us getting the substance that you can use to prove how much knowledge you have. Now, Brother Bob is over in Africa, left this week. You call me on the phone, jumping up and down. Everything is going so sweet, almost to the point of being suspect. However, I do have my finger in it. I hope y'all understand what's being said. Everything that we would like to have had in our poverty, things that you have seen that you think you can't have because the system is against you. We are getting it now. Gold, oil, even pure water, and a resort for the public. And the ones in Africa is insisting on making one for the family. Now, you know I don't do that. I don't share no big eyes and little U's. Most of them I don't turn down no rewards either. They may say, well, this is for the family. I think it's going to be 82 rooms, like apartments, that they want to give us in a secluded area. I'm going to have to check and see if they ain't setting us up. However, 82 rooms, I can carry some friends with me, you know. The point is, you all must adopt the things that you have. First, you got to adopt, you got the right to be right. To be right. Not be wrong and try to make somebody that's in right accept you anyhow. Cause you in with us. No, that's not going to work. If you can prove it mathematically and it comes out right, they got to submit. Well, if you're going to talk about what you feel and what you think, I don't teach that. If you're going to try to make that stand, you're going to lose. So the things that you are coming up with and have the right to have authority over are the things that I'm making it possible for you. The schooling, the food system, whether it's a restaurant or a supermarket, the transportation, there's fuel for it. You know, we got an oil deal also. We got that also. And since we, at this time, are not able to purchase an oil refinery, we got 2 tractor trailers that are refineries, mobile refineries. And they will refine 1,000 barrels a day. So I'll add 2 days to the week and make it work, you know. However, these are things that's coming in. You know, like we don't have the oil refinery. We have the opportunity to get the 2 tractor trailers. This is like having a bicycle instead of your motorcycle. However, it's still transportation until you grow. Because if you got the bicycle and you ride around and see the right people, you're going to get the motorcycle. You can get a bicycle away. Then after you do that, say, look, this motorcycle, it kind of confined. I can't carry one person. I want to carry my wife, and I got 2 children. I need an automobile. Go get your conversion van. You know, and still keep your motorcycle. You got the idea? So what I'm saying is, you're being brought out, not kicked out, thrown out, jumped out. In the bringing of you out, these things, like it is written from prophecy, if you seek first the righteousness of Allah, the kingdom of righteousness, all other things will be added to you. I'm the man that do the addition. You got the idea? Now, after you get all this, you have to abandon the idea that this is a partnership or it really belongs to Father. I ain't got my name on nothing other than that I'm the head of this, head man in charge, which the Lord made me. Sign it, and I sign checks. Other than that, I don't sign nothing else. Either the secretary signs it, the other boss signs it, my wife signs it. I don't sign it. So you can't say, well, this is Father. This school is not mine. My school is the universe. I'll say it again. What's been given to me is the universe. And for me to start off as a young and tender child of righteousness, just to get started off, they said, well, listen, we're going to start you off with 2,000 by 3,000 miles. If everything within that is yours to start with, although you own the universe. Start with this. And in the midst of that, we have a few minds that's original, that we would like to have that you prepare for us. If you can do that, That's the litmus test for you stepping into the authority of the universe. I said, no sweat. Give me 2 days. Of course, it's been a couple of weeks since then. They was laughing because I don't think the boy know what he's getting into. Are you honest? So if you don't add nothing in it other than, this is mine. So if you walk in the door and see the doorknob half falling off, you don't say, well, look, that's for the construction crew. I'm not going to touch that. If you have the time and the know-how, go get the screwdriver. Do what you know because it's yours. You all say yes, sir, and I hope you do that. And you begin to see finer things will start to come. Finer things. You know, the man that I started off physical practicing what I own, meaning me and the power. In the Bible, he's actually the Job of the Bible. He's the fullness of it. You all know the story of Job? Well, I worked with the man for a little more than 5 years. No more than 5 years. And the man was just as cantankerous or better, more cantankerous than the Job in the Bible. However, because I did what I was supposed to do, he kept trying it, but he could never find me wrong. And he used to work me to death. You know, trying to make where I make an error. I come home, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, he calling me at 4. Somebody's broke down, so and so and so. Roy, you know I depend on you. Will you go get it? I never cursed him out. I knew the level of his intelligence because the scientists, when they carried me and told me about it, they said he is the real Job of the Bible. And he's mad as hell because he can't find God. So he don't give a damn about nobody else. And that's why he cursed everybody out, shoot at them and everything else. He just don't care. Because he can't find God. Didn't know of him. Right there in front of his face. However, he treated me like God after he couldn't get nothing on me that was wrong. He called and asked me, said, Royall, I need so and so and so, and I really need it. Please don't say no. Okay. I sent it to him. Now, he's telling everybody else that's with us that come in contact with him, he loves me. He still don't see me as God. But the way he talks about me, you see it. Brother Aaron just went down, picked up a couple of vehicles from me, come back. Now he calls and says, look, we got another one just to give you. Now, in the process of this, I'm saying this because this man I'm supposed to do him the same way the Bible, Job did. The relationship between him and the Lord. I'm going to make him so rich he ain't going to know how much money he got. He's not going to know. So the relationship has started back. Man's name is Job Lee. Bad man. Right there in Chicago. Right down the street from the temple. He's about 3 blocks. Matter of fact, he's closer to the temple than the original theater. I could throw a rock almost and hit the temple. Not that I want to throw a rock at it. Just showing you the distance. But all of these are things that I own. I asked them, I said, well, when will I get in my home? They say, whenever you're ready. When will I be ready? That's up to you. You know, they answer questions like that. You don't know where my home is? Okay. Well, it's fast approaching that time that I'll be there. However, the reason why I could not get there before now is because of you. I'm not supposed to go half clothed. Got my shirt and tie and coat on, no pants. One shoe, no socks. I'm not supposed to go like that. When I go, I have to go complete. I got to have what is necessary to justify me going home. You know, you don't give no child, 12, 13 years old, a home. You allow him to stay in yours. until he proves that he has enough responsibility and knowledge to be responsible that he can manage a home. And a home is never for one person. If it is, it's a house. Hope you listen. So it is with Kansas City, Kansas. They have given the city to us. The only people that's acting crazy is the black people here that has been told the lie from their preachers that we don't believe in God. If they ever came back and found out, they might kill their preachers. Not only do you believe in God, you're a child of God. And God has given you what they are unable to give themselves. Their city. We don't get no problem from the mayor or a board of council. We don't get no problem from them. Matter of fact, they're eager to help us. However, you are the key and prime factor in this. You've got to see that this is what you own. White folks don't own this no more. They only own it until you get big enough to reclaim what is yours. You can tell they don't own it, and they can't do nothing with it just for riding up and down the street. They are the most used, messed up streets. The homes look like they're really archaic. So it's showing you the weakness of the rulers of this place. It's not just Kansas City, that's everywhere. They boast about going into space, but they can't fix the roads. They boast about going into space, and they can't come up with a flawless computer for you and I can use. These computers drive you nuts, and I don't even use it. Guess what comes back and come across and says, well, that's satanic. Are you all following me? I'm saying this because I want you to understand what you own and how you got to treat it for it to serve you, for you to make advancement. Remember, it's taught in the message that we will grow into this, grow into it. According to time, just time itself, we can say, well, we're about 5 years old. As far as actually having things and practicing with it, as far as the nation is concerned. However, in knowledge, we're over 6,000 years old. Because we're doing something that the white man cannot do. Even if he tried, he can't do it. That's to uplift the black man properly. If there ain't but one of you all that's here that's really lifted up, that's something he can't do. So we have gone beyond that level of knowledge that he expresses. You understand what I'm saying? Well, once you start taking charge of what's yours and go by the general order, really go by it. Not because you can read it well and you pretending to do it, or it's an extra effort to do it. You got to make it like yours. Walk your post in a perfect manner. Always staying on the alert. If you do that, you don't even need the rest of the order. Perfect manner? What else do you need with the rest of it? If you're doing that perfectly. We won't have no window breaking, no tag stealing, no riding by pointing like they're going to shoot us. If you're actually doing that. I have one vehicle that I really claim to be mine. And that's the dually pickup. Everybody wants it. So they say. I don't care where I go, somebody's always stopping me. Man, what did you get? I've never seen one like that. I say, well, if I can find somebody to sell it to, I'd sell it to them. Well, you have to look no further. Nobody comes by and ride and point to me like they're going to shoot me because I got that they want. Nobody threatens me that they want because I treat it like it's mine. We already know it's mine. They can see how it looks, how it reflects the owner of it that cares. And a protection is placed on it. They don't challenge that. Same thing with here. When we start actually really owning what's been given You know, every time I speak, I always say something about my wife. I got to say something about my daughter today also. But as a matter of fact, both of them. Because Fatima seems to be coming alive. He's married to a wonderful brother. You know, I say that in my name, so Satan won't jump on him and make him go crazy. I'm saying that, so if you jump on him, you jump on me. And you're not going to win. There may be quite a few people that would like to have what I have in that aspect, or have something like what I have. But I had as of yet to see a brother come up and act like he's going to take one of my wives. You might want to, but you won't be able to do it. At least I ain't seen it. Unless he's doing it behind my back and I didn't catch it. And since I see everything, I kind of hard to do. In other words, what I'm saying is, when the proper expression is put on what you own, people respect that. When they know you own it, not a system. The system has to be set up from you that expresses to them that you own it. Not expressing to them that that's a system. Nobody really owns it. So if something happens, they're just going to repair it. No, when they bust out the window, they got to say, well, look, I'm supposed to get my eyes busted out because I busted out the wrong window. You understand? So I want to get a call in the middle of the night. Say, Father, they busted out the window. And that's what I say, what? First thing come up with me, well, I should go get those people. I mean, I don't leave the bed. But I get them. Then the next thing I say, well, if I do that, you all are not going to ever think that you own it. Nobody comes to my house. Brother did come one time because you heard me say something right on the mic on the tape. He came to the house, bang, 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 bang. Hey, who's that? Sound like the police. I better go down and see what he wants. Bang, 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 bang. I couldn't get in. The wires was down to the door. Man, I better. There ain't nothing happened there. I took my time, put my shoes and my slippers on and everything. They had the door. I heard it. Man, they down there into it. I moved it on down. Hey, brother standing at the door with his knee chucked. What he's going to do, he's going to whip you and everything. And the wives keep trying to get him. No, get back. Leave the brother alone. So evidently he lost his mind. He's doing this through the door. So I opened the door. Well, he beat her. He done bust a hole through the screen with his knee chucked and everything. I mean, you have to do that, brother. The door wasn't locked. Just open it up. Hey, I'm opening it. What you want? So he's going to swing at me. I just touched it. He went almost right into the, some of y'all been in my house. You know what the mailbox is? We had this one. He fell all the way back there. I said, oh, what is it? He heard from the sense. And there's a policeman that lives right across the street. Right, if when you look at, I remind you, you're looking straight in the head. Right across the street. He's looking at the whole thing. But he off duty. He's home. So then he comes in and says, well, yeah, I think you disturbed it. You look like you handled it pretty good. You see? Because I got an aura over what I had. Is it mine? It's mine. And I don't even say, if I live there, pay rent. I'm not really concerned about owning any other house till I get to my own house. So I pay rent to a black person to make sure that they receive from another black person that lives up to their word. I said, all right, I'll pay you this, what you ask me every month, and I'll pay it on time. And she said, well, after a while, we stayed there for a while. She came back, she said, you're the best tenant I got. Minister Ali in the Nation of Islam? I said, yes, I know. The doctor. She said, I rent him a home too. I can't say that about him. I said, a doctor? Isn't he a servant? Yes, sir. You don't make enough money to pay you? And she said, you don't pay as much as you do. I didn't ask you for it. She didn't come up and told me. You see? So taking it like I owned it. She done, what we've been at, almost 5 years, never gone up on the rent. She comes by, they only let us know she's coming by. Ride by and just look at the place. And from looking at it, she cannot justify any raising of the rent. She can't do it because I own it. Or I own the right to be right. I don't call her up to look, the toilet's gone, the gutters is leaking, the garage door is not coming up. I don't do that. You know to go in the garage door, I put another one in it because I was using it. And we use it. Up and down, up and down, up and down. You see what I'm saying? So every time she comes, she can never find nothing wrong. She can't come out and say, well, look like the garage needs to be paid. Look, can't do that. If she come out and look like it's just paid. You see? You do the same thing here. This is what I do with you. Any of you that is really with me, really, I don't mean here. I mean here. I don't let nothing happen to you. I don't let nothing happen to you. You might get all excited and whatnot and think something's going to happen. When it boils down, it don't happen. Then you come back and say, all praise be to Father. The ones that's not really with me, but pretending, you may get a few things broke. They lose a few things. Just to let you know, you're selling your thing. You're not lying to me, you're lying to yourself. That's not a good practice. When you do that, you restrict me from helping you. I didn't say I'm going to make you save. I say I'm your savior. If you want to be saved. If you don't want to be saved, hey, I own the universe. Many other life forms waiting, like it reads in the Quran, wait, for we are waiting too. Who is the we? It couldn't have been the dumb man talking. It had to be those that are knowledgeable. They got so much knowledge, it almost pains them to wait. But they got to wait. He's telling everybody else, wait, for we are waiting too. So the we got to be great. Or they wouldn't make their statement like that. They would just say, wait, because everybody waiting. You got it? Any questions about what you heard? Any questions you want to ask Eddie? About anything? I don't want to hold you over your time. No questions? Yes, sir. How long is the course? Will the course reach you? It's short. Yes, sir. Come on up. You let little brother hold the mic? Let him hold it. Can you hold the mic, hold? Can little brother hold the mic? Where's the line? He can hold it. Let him hold it. I don't think this is beat him up. Oh, that's so hard. Yeah, he can hold it. That's it.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
But look at the line.
I was reading the Holy Quran where it stated in there that your help will come to you from sources where you least expect it. And I was looking at the TV program the other day called $1 Million Mystery.
Yes, sir. Something Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark, right. And I asked, how'd you know that's what was on my mind?
Yes,
Is there anything to that? Is there anything that we should pursue?
oh, no, sir. That's, and especially from us. If it is one of their kind that claims that they have found it and they go with all the documents and information that they come up with that don't have to be authentic, then this is a capitalistic system. So they can word it and do it in such a way where the money is passed out. But really, they get it right back. If it comes from us, where we say, well, it wasn't no Noah's Ark. Or if it was, well, look, this is where it is. Then they want proof, then they're not going to take it. Because we don't prove things the way they do. Even if it's absolute, they still won't take it. Because they don't find themselves in it. Well, no such thing as Noah's Ark. So it's not going to be found. That's a story.
Yes, sir.
Not going to, and I said, well, did it come by here? I seen a place where they're putting up a building. Noah's Ark. They got it's a steel frame. They've got the framing of it up. And it's another one over by our grain mill in Delaware. It looks like it's a big church, whatnot, Noah's Ark. So, they're just living a lie. to fool us. Don't exist.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got that off my mind. That was several weeks ago. It's been on my mind every time.
Yes, sir. Well, this is what we do. We've allowed this man to be able to find whatever he wants. If he truly wanted to find Noah's Ark, if it was such an ark, he could find it. But you can't find what don't exist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And just think about this, Brother Baker. How long did it take him to build that ark? Now, one man was supposed to build it, according to, right? Noah was the one charged to build an ark. Is that right? How long did it take him? Don't you think he would get a little? What the heck was he doing for 150 years building one ark?
Yes, sir.
Could you blame the people of thinking that he was crazy? Would it have been made much better sense to say, look, there's a time coming that we're going to need an ark because we're going to have a flood. Then maybe about a year and a half before it actually comes, then build it. But if you build it, that's like you go to Mexico, where you look, you see somebody got something started. Never seen it. They got the sides up, no roof. They got the roof up, no sides. You really wonder, man, you could tell they want to do something, but what keeps stopping them? So back then, if he was God's man, it's going to take him 150 years. And the ark wasn't that big. Here's the whole one of each. Man, they don't have a ship big enough for that they make today. That's the story.
Yes, sir.
A hit to the wire, that's all it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's it. I could put up the same thing. I'll give you $10 billion if you can find Noah's Ark. Yes, sir.
How you doing, sir?
I love it.
This is my second time out, and I'm from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And my question, well, from my heart, I want to know that in the Quran and in the Bible and so forth, it teaches us God to come before man. It speaks of God to come before man. And some of the people say, how will we know him if he was to come? You know, and everyone refers to you as God. I mean, in my ignorance, I don't know. How do we know? Based on the works, I see the works and so forth. And how do we know God?
You just said. In one question, to ask, like you say, it may ask, how would you know? And then another place say, you know a man by his work. So what are they saying? They're being tricky. They say, well, they ask the question, but then they tell you how to judge. Then they say, well, God is a man. God is man. Man is God. How would you tell him when he comes? You tell a man by his work. So, and what that entails is a man cannot do what he can't say. In this particular day and time, if any man comes up and repeats what's already here, then it's one. If he does what is being done and is explained in such a way where it has not been done before, you use the same black people that's dumb and ignorant like everything else, like to go to church. You get a supermarket like black people don't have. You get things that's actually set up for them as a people, not for people. You do it for them as a people. Black people think, well, I'm going to do something great. I'm going to do this for my family. I'm going to open up this big supermarket, and I'm going to serve everybody. That's what everybody else is doing. Then when they find out, white folks don't like you. Black people don't even like you. So you sit at the supermarket and nobody comes. Now you got to go bankrupt because you had this great idea, you thought it was great in your mind to serve the community. But then you find the community don't give a damn about you. They'd rather still go to white folks because they know white folks got something backing them up. They go to you, you mess up, then they got to suffer the consequence because you ain't got nothing to back you up. Now, here comes the man come and set up the same supermarket, but he do it for his people, as a people. If other people come, fine. If they don't come, what do you set up for you knowing? And if something happens, he's got a platform or base that he can always correct it. Brother, come on, break out the window, we put another one in. And set up a system to catch that right when you do it again. Attempt to do it again. You see? So when a person does that way, and then It's written that this one has to change the thinking. He has to change your thinking. He can't do it if his thought is not already changed. That's why we God's thought and not yours. Yours is not his. But everybody else has to be like his. So he got to make them like him. So what he does, he don't go and say, well, look, I'm God, you need to think like me. Say, look, I'm God, and watch this. He's going to set up this. Something that you know. You go get your diehard son that hates, that hates you. He's a dope addict. He stole everything except the house. He couldn't get it off the foundation. Then I go get him. He come with me. Now he comes back and bringing you gifts. Standing up upright. Speaking knowledge. You never heard him speak before. And then you say, boy, I'm not having this in this house. Something that was performed that they could not do. The society couldn't or wouldn't do. Couldn't find it no place on the planet to reverse that. But then, this one man he comes in contact with does it. And then appears maybe about a couple months. Couple months, not years. Not on no 12-point program. Now, he does it more than just for one. He takes the people and starts. Then the ones that's looking that do have power come up, they're constantly crazy. I don't know how you're doing that. However, they never equate that you've got to be God. I sent my daughter, which I used to send her everywhere because nobody would go. Brother couldn't find them. The son's day off with their mother. My daddy's crazy. So my daughter said, I'll go with you. I looked at, she was over my house yesterday, and I looked at, what do you call it? Meet Joe Black. And I was looking at what he was telling his daughter. And I told her, I said, that's you and me. Because he had 2 daughters. I got 2 daughters in here with me too. He had 2 daughters. One daughter, she's just like Cain and Abel. She likes to do things, build things. She's like Cain. And she likes to put her hands. The other daughter dealt with the person and the well-being of the person and showed great affection to the father. And he to her. So I asked my daughter, look, go here, go here, go. She set up this and all the temples that we had, she went and set it up. I sent a couple brothers with her while the king was still supporting her. Now, as a matter of fact, my wife, I dropped her off here. She got it started with Brother Samuel, Sister Nancy, and Sister Leona. She got the thing started here. Then Brother Greg and them, they got it going in Missouri. Then it's paying out here. It started from my wife. You understand what I'm saying? Now we got all these things for our people. Nobody is doing that. So you start using math. Islam is math. And math is Islam. You start adding up. And nobody's doing that. I mean, he ain't robbing the bank. So people actually are changing. And my daughter went to a meeting. She's done it several times, but she went to this particular meeting where one of the elders in the community here was being honored by the government. The CIA was there, the FBI, all of the top wigs. They was there. And the man got up and almost cussed him out because they honored him too late. So instead of helping y'all's honor, I'm going to bring somebody up here that I honor. So he called mother up. She came up and said a few words. They fell in. So when she got out, they come to her and said, God had to send you. You've got to be from God. These is white folks saying this. So how do you know I'm the one? By the fruit I produce. That's how you get. You have anything else?
It speaks that ye are all God, children of the Most High God. So when you refer to yourself as God, are you speaking on that ye are all God, or you are the one God, true God?
This is what this means. When that is said, I'm the one, the I, the independent. I'm that one. I'm that God. However, when it says ye are all gods, if my name is Jenkins and everybody that comes to me, that's Jenkins. Right? So if I'm God and everybody that comes from me, my thinking, there's got to be God. They're just not big God. So it says ye that is with me, ye are all God. Because your daddy is big God. So you can't be nothing but little God. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The other questions I had was number 7 of the problem book. I didn't want to get off into mathematical, but there's a spiritual meaning that I was having problems with.
Yes, sir.
That may I read it?
Yes, sir. Might stump me, but go ahead.
If 1/100, no. If 1/100th of a cubic inch contains 200 million atoms, the total atmosphere weighs 11 and 2/3 trillion pounds. 1/3 of 11 and
You said, wait, miles? Speak a little louder. I'm not hearing you right.
If 1/100th of a cubic inch contains 200 million atoms, the total atmosphere weighs 11 and 2/3 trillion pounds. 1/3 of 11 and 2/3 trillion pounds equals atoms, which is the question, the first question in my mind. 1/3 of that is atoms. What is the other 2/3? Then it goes on to read.
Let me answer that before he wants to know that. What it means is that this country is like a third of the Quran, or it reads that there are 3 parts to the Quran. 3 parts.
Yes,
Now, 2 of them has already been explained. The third one hasn't. That's me. That's the real Adam, and it's here in North America. If you want to say for the third of the population, as far as the righteousness is concerned, in real righteousness, is here in North America. So anything other than that can't be counted. It's like saying, looking on the other side of the mountain, the number no man could count. Well, ain't no such thing as God can't count them. Otherwise, I'm giving you the spiritual meaning of that. The physical meaning just comes like with numbers. This country here is the third that can is actually the atom. The atom. The atom means one. Right here. We preserve the best part for ourselves. We didn't care about the poor part. You know, what the hell with the poor part? It didn't mean that it wasn't being used. The poor part is being used every day. However, the part that has been preserved, why was it preserved? And who was it being preserved for? It couldn't have been for the people that have already lived. It's got to be you and I. That's the atom that it's talking about.
and the
Wait, before we go any further. Is that understood or is that jumbo jam? Okay.
Mr. Muhammad cracked one atom into 10 million parts. Is that the?
Yes, sir. Well, let's look at it this way. Not counting it off that. Each Muslim is supposed to be able to handle by himself 1,000. Is that right? Multiply that by 10,000. 10,000 Muslims. We got 10,000 Muslims. Like it reads in the making or creating of man. Before he can come into being, his composition holds 10,000 fractions to produce the first whole, the first one. In the zero, you got 10,000. If you don't come up with 10,000 fractions, you're not going to never come to realize one. Now, if you got 10,000 Muslims, and each one can handle 1,000, which one come up with? That's the premise of it.
Mr. Sharif,
Wait. Is that understood? I hope so. If not, I'll come to class and you'll go over the point about time. It's almost 1 o'clock. Go ahead.
Mr. Sharif wants to know how much 1/3 of a cracked atom weighs.
Well, whatever the black man weighs, he weighs. I weigh 172,000. I mean, 172 pounds. I haven't cracked yet, though. Otherwise, it's not a weight thing.
That's what was confused me. I knew there was some spiritual meaning there, but I just couldn't get to it. I think it's number 7. You got it, 7. You one I should add. Go ahead and read 7.
And it's number 7, right?
Number 7.
Well, that's God's number.
Yes.
So it's not so much the weight. It weighs more than any other part of the atom or any atom's period because I'm the completion of the atom. I'm the real atom. I'm going to produce a man out of black mud for you. Or no, I'm going to produce, not me. This is God talking. I'm going to produce a man out of black mud. Would you submit? And the one that I produce out of black mud is the atom. Meaning that this one that I produced from black mud, no woman's involved. So you can't say he was born. I made him. I summoned him. I created him. Are you going to submit? Everybody says, yes, except Israel. No, I ain't going to submit. I mean, I can't, because you made me a ruler. So he put it back on the God. The God said, okay. We'll see how long you left. Well, that's the real Adam. And the real Adam is me. I'm the new Adam. I'm in this little part here, 2,000 by 3,000, and this 1/3 of it. I'm right here. And there's nothing that is greater than where God is. I'm physically here, so I'm carrying all this with me here that controls everything that you don't see. If you've seen everything I see, I couldn't help you. You can help yourself. The only way I can help you is because I know what you don't know, see what you don't see, hear what you don't hear, and then show it to you. And you say, thank you, Father. I'm so glad you showed me the beginning. If you don't understand that, that's what it means spiritually. Now, it's very difficult to weigh a fraction of an atom because most of the time, what makes it up, the material, is so minute, it can hardly be weighed. So the question is almost an invalid question. It's like asking, how can you weigh the spirit? You can weigh the effects of it. How can you weigh electricity? How can you weigh Satan? How can you weigh Allah? They all exist. However, can it be weighed? No, not by measuring what we're thinking about. It's got to mean something else. I'm the man that's heavy. Yes, ma'am. Oh, we can't stay a little longer since it's ours, right? Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Assalamualaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Father, I do not have a question. However, may I share something? Thank you. I want to thank you for the intimacy tape, part 1 and part 2. I have been so touched by the method, the way that you went into sharing how the husband and the wife are to be with each other. And that takes so much profound wisdom in it. And I'm just so happy. We all, I can speak, if I can speak for everyone else, I think we all experiencing so much happiness from that. And I wanted to write you how to thank you here. Thank you so much, Father.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Welcome. I'm going to say something, and I hope you all take it in the spirit in which it's given. You know, the greatest learning is through experience. And when a scientist was telling me, you're going to have a lot of lives, I said, what? Me? Because as far as I can remember, sisters never even looked at me. They either with my friends, or they with my friend's friends, never said that to me. I said, that's true. That's going to be an experience for me. I never experienced nothing. However, they start sending them to me. I started investigating, checking them out thoroughly. If it's not for this, get away. What was it for this? And after experience, and this is how I experience. If anything is given to you, or if you have the access to something, make sure you learn how it works. So anytime you want to stop it, you can stop it. You know, like a car. You know where the brakes are, you know where the accelerators are, you know what makes it run. And with that kind of knowledge, that gives you power. There's no difference in your marriage. So they gave me a couple of wires so I could practice. And it yielded quite a bit. It brought my knowledge for the second self. For the second self. To make sure that I don't treat anything wrong. I was allowed to practice. Very rewarding practice. So now I share some of the things that I have learned through experience. Is that right? Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to go forward.
Well, it is not.
Yes, sir. I have statements, questions, and
Let it rip.
First, when you came to the podium and you tried to speak to us, I had experience that I haven't experienced, that I have not experienced from a real father. It just came straight. I know we experience things in different times. I put the heaviness in my heart, but today, I just how to speak and express certain things effectually going through. And I could see your aura all over the whole thing. I don't feel that way about the male to do that to me. So I want to thank you, and you have lifted from me heaviness. So I want to thank you for this, and I love you.
Love you too.
Yes, sir. And I thank you for listening to me. Take 1 and 2. That gives me more courage to be more open and to reach out, to want to speak out. Some things I experienced and read it. When you express as far as the difference in the female being changed with having children and being touched emotionally, some things I've experienced before, and I shared with his wife about the power that the black men do have and will have, and that you have with the emotion as far as touch is concerned, to even deal with the female on a higher plane with that touch, emotion, even the breath. All these things be in my mind. Um, a lot of things be on my mind. Come to, be holding to here because to express to people, it's like being by yourself all the time. I just want to express thank you. Because I've been listening to the tapes and everything, it helps me to, I can talk. I listen to the tapes and I talk like you do the tape. So, I want to express that. And I'm accepting the changes being taken for myself uh, to be more expressive and be more open. When the time was in headquarters, when you came to headquarters, I don't know if you remember when the doors were out of place in the kitchen, and then Sister Pearl was in the kitchen cooking, and when you mentioned about seeing things that need to be done, that left an impression on me. You on your way out to leave, and you stopped and fixed those 4 doors. And you would not leave until someone was there to fix that, because you were fixing them yourself. That made a heavy impression on me as far as me seeing the brother. Because for 4 months, he had been asking for those doors to be fixed. And you came that one day, no more than half an hour, and you fixed those doors. So that left a great impression on me, too. It's taken me a while, I know. It's taken me time. I had to leave there a lot of things from my heart, from my own person, my father. So I love you. And I say that from my heart. Yes, sir. And I thank you forever.
Yes, ma'am.
Alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. So I would like to know if it's possible, how can you tell for yourself if you are truly with you?
How can I tell, or the person themselves?
Yes, sir.
How can they tell if they're truly with me?
Yes, sir.
By the way they respond to truth. The method of what they use to derive at the truth. In other words, no one is with me as the person. You can't be with me that way because I'm only one. However, the way I think, everybody that wants me can be with me. So when there seems to be some difficulty or not even difficulty, if there's happiness, and you are experiencing it, and you can justify being happy, it can be justified. Nobody or nothing can take that from you because it's justified. And just by you being able to justify it means that you're with me. You won't say, well, I'm so happy. You say, why you? I don't know, I'm just happy. You might not be with me. You're close. Or you say, well, why you happy? I'm happy because so and so and so and so and so and so and so, and I know so and so. Okay, that's enough. You with me. Or if a problem comes up or difficulty comes up, and you stop and say, look, I have to do so and so and so, or so and so has to take place. Just like I do. That's why I'm going to speak to the brothers and sisters here today. Maybe just to share a few words that will help them in being more authoritative in what they own. And if I can cause them to do that, then I know I'm thinking right. Because I can see a response from my thinking that's positive. Now, if I see something that's negative, then I know, and if it's really negative, then I know something's wrong. I can do it right. That's how you think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Also, how will we be able to tell the difference between yourself and the clone? How could we? Cause I know we're not supposed to apply math to you. So how can we tell the difference?
From you and me?
No, sir. From yourself and the clone.
I'm not hearing that. Oh, a clone.
Yes.
Oh. First place, I'm not going to allow that to take place where you all have to deal with it. Then if you do, if it was where you come in contact with him, the spirit is not going to be there. And he's not going to know what I know. I truly am one. I'm not two or three or one. I'm really one. And there is no one, even if it's a clone, that's going to be able to be me. You know, to make a clone is almost like grafting the white man. He's a man, a kind of man. He do great things as far as what we think, but he ain't the black man. Just see him. So the clone would be the same way. If you are with me, and if you're not with me, and you just infatuated and just in love with a person, and you see his person, you think it's me, you're not going to tell. However, what I say, what I do, how I walk, all these things, you take it in. One of the things he's not going to do, or several of them he's not going to do. And you're going to say, well, there's something wrong with that. That don't look like father. That's how you think. But you have to really be with it.
Yes.
You know, they told me like a clone's going to be made of me. And my wife is going to kill it. I guess that's the first time I see her commit murder. So I'm waiting to see that. But don't worry about it. If you're with me, what I share with you makes you just like me. So when you come up on someone and if you got any doubt about it, you'll have the necessary, you'll be equipped to question the doubt part that will expose whether it is or whether it isn't.
Yes.
You will not be helpless just to the person and what they say. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's where it will be.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And something else too, brother. The sisters, yeah, I don't see everything. I do before it's too late though. The sisters have a natural ability about them that we have, however, we don't develop it. You know, like, we have breath, and they do too. But I like theirs more than I do mine. Theirs is more developed. You understand what I'm saying? So they have a certain power that they use, and we have it, but we don't use it. And that is for their protection. So a lot of things that they may bring to you, well, look, so and so and so, they may tell you, look, I think somebody's at the door. Will you go check? You say, I ain't heard nothing. I ain't at the door, nothing there. Most of the time, you get up and go check. Something's at the door, but ain't nothing but a cat. You understand what I'm saying? So what Sister Patricia just stated what she's experiencing and going through and whatnot, this is a power that she started to, I don't say she started to have, and she's using. That a lot of sisters have. They may feel the same way and not saying anything. However, the brothers should know this. The more you know, the better you can protect them and be as a man in their eyesight. Then the respect level is expressed the way it should be. You follow this? Because she was talking about the brothers. You know, she's starting, even her father, she's starting now to change. Because of. Yes, ma'am, daughter.
So, Mrs. Father,
This is what I'm doing.
I take that you almost didn't see me because of my compliments my weight loss. So, I have a question concerning light, and it's important. Uh, before, before now, I used to think light didn't have so much of an importance in a relationship. Now I'm hearing that it isn't something to be overlooked. Uh, because I know you taught me it doesn't matter whether you like something or not. If it's math, the math overrides or it rules. So spiritually, I've always given love or respected love as being number one. And then gave the meaning of it, lowering yourself to serve another willingly when you don't have to. However, I always took that literally in everything. However, I'm starting to feel light now. Light kind of is happening with me somewhat equaling love. I'm still using math, but if I love a person, I love a person. But if I don't like them, I will only do what needs to be done because of the math of it. So light now is starting to register some sensations that I would like for you to give clarity to in terms of what's happening. I know, like you shared about the supermarket and what you're doing. If the community don't like it, they don't participate. However, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about I know the importance of math. Math overrules love and light. But in a relationship now, it's better to love and like your husband. But I don't want to love. I want to.
Is the foundation for love. If a person comes up and says, well, I just love you, and they never liked you, and, you know, they just jumped off, you know, out of the plane with no parachute. You know, they like the ride, they go, whoo. But the end, when they land, tragic. Like is the foundation for love. If you don't like something, and you're going by the math of it, you can understand, you can justify why you don't like it. And you can justify why you're still dealing with it because of a idea or something that is greater than you that must be expressed. However, if it's going to be personal, where it is for you, the light has to be there to justify love because you grow from likeness into love. That's why you go into honeymoon and you talk and you do all these type of things and whatnot, getting to know each other and everything that you hear that's coming to you that is likable that you like. In your mind, you say, oh yeah, this is going to be a wonderful marriage. Because you got a base. If you just, well, I like her because she got fine hips, beautiful lips, you know, and so on. You don't love her. You love her shape. So when you marry her, you really marry her shape. And all that's in the shape you cancel out or didn't even recognize. Then we'll start coming out of the shape. You say, well, what did I marry? See? Well, if you start dealing with what's in the shape and find out, you say, oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that. And it gets to be more and more like, you say, hey, that's mine. And you'll go to war. And then when the person actually bear witness to what you like, that they are that, love develops. And when that comes in, you sure enough will commit murder then. If I can't have him, nobody will. Just being human. I don't go murder nobody.
Well, thank you, Father. Yesterday, you are definitely uno number one. That's without a doubt to me.
Yes, ma'am.
So I love you and I like you. And I'm in love with you.
Ooh, go ahead.
And I'm liking to spend more of your money. I mean, Oh my God.
Well, look at the law. Well, that's wonderful. You know, that's mother. I'm one as father, and she holds a position that nobody can challenge. So I know Sister National, Mrs. Allah was saying, well, you know, mother was asking about we as wives being the representatives for the other sisters. Well, isn't all of the royal family representatives? And I said, no. I said, no. No. When it comes to mother, no. Mother taught y'all. So she ain't a representative of the sisters. You are. Because a wife can be challenged. I mean, you know, any of the wives can be challenged. I don't think you should be his wife. Because so and so, and if it comes up to be right, oh, I'm so glad you pointed that out. You got to go. However, mother, whether you like it or not, you know, I hate my mother, but she's still your mother. You cannot get away from that. So that's in a whole different class. It don't mean she's better. She's the first of the females, number one. And one can never be challenged. Right? Yes, ma'am. I'm not holding y'all too long. I want you to feel weak and sweaty. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir, Father. I have I have difficulty letting go of the past, and it's something that I have to work on daily.
Well, to answer real quick,
Yes,
not to
sir.
cut you off.
Yes, sir.
That's very easy to do.
Yes, sir.
If you want to let go of the past, focus on the future. Don't look behind. The very thing that is past is past. You know, I have people come up and just cuss me out. Some do it stupidly, some do it intelligently, some very wise at it. I don't let it upset me. Because for them to do that, they can't know what I know. So the next thing I do, I either decide to leave them alone or I explain to them their error. Now, it's up to them to accept it or leave it alone. I go on about my way because I'm going forward. Anything that happened behind me, the only way I will deal with it is someone brings it up in a manner where it's going to help them. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, that will stop any backward motion from being present. Look at the future. What does Allah say you are? You're the goddess. You're the black man's heaven, personally. His real heaven is his ability to think creative. That's heaven. Nothing can give a reward greater than that. However, that's always in the unseen. When it's being brought into the scene, the best thing in the scene is you.
Yes, sir.
You see?
Yes,
So
sir.
that's the way you look at it. You look forward.
Yes,
And
sir.
if you don't see nothing to look forward to, look at me and what I'm doing. I don't mean personally, but look at what's doing. Go back, like I said, if you want to, listen to the tape and see what I have promised and see how much I have delivered of the promise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May I ask one more quick question? Is that how does that relate to, since so much of the time we've either been intimidated or allowed ourselves to be intimidated? How do we go from that to being truly free and expressing ourselves?
Learn mathematical thinking. And the word you say, you allow yourself to be intimidated. That's what you did.
Yes, sir.
Don't allow that. You know, I'm not saying be obstinate or be indignant. However, somebody come and you say, look, 1 plus 1 is 3, and I'm telling you, I don't want to hear it no other way, it's 3. And you say, well, he scared me, so okay, it's 3. Oh, no. So you got to go. You in my house anyhow. Didn't get that, did you? I'm not going no place. Call a brother. If they won't come, call your uncle.
Yes, sir.
Uncle Bobo. He loves to throw you out. Other words, what I'm saying is, don't allow that.
Yes, sir.
Even if you don't know, and you using that power, and you see it something ain't right, make them explain it where you can understand it, not where they understand it. Say, if you really understand it, and you really, really understand it, you should be able to cause me to understand. I don't go for what you're saying or what you're doing or what you're trying to make me do.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir, Father. I am still experiencing the beauty and the wonder of how incredible it is to be with this idea and how not only fulfilling and satisfying it is. However, of recent, I've been feeling some very intense restlessness, physically and mentally.
Me too.
And I'm not understanding. It doesn't seem to be. It seems to be increasing. It's been.
You want to know what the place is?
Yes, sir.
On the future. Things are about to change. One thing about, it's almost like Santa Claus is coming. You know it's a Santa Claus, don't you? He got a prescribed time that he shows up. I've never seen him, but it's a prescribed, So the anticipation is growing. This is the same thing with this. Most of the things that happen with us is got to happen in the unseen first. Got to. If it don't happen in the unseen first, it cannot happen in the seen. So you're picking up on the unseen that's about to make its presence. So it's a vibration you're picking up, you don't know where to place it. So you don't know if you're doing enough, if you did too much, if the brothers, a whole bunch of questions be jumping up. What you do is say, well, look, whatever it is, I'm with Father. If it's righteous, bring it on. If it ain't, bring it on. I'm going to call Father. That's what you do. In other words, don't let it baffle you. That's why it reads in the Quran or in the Bible and different literatures. Don't be dismayed. That's the instructions to me from the Lord. Solomon, don't be dismayed. Don't have no fear. In other words, don't be surprised as to what will take place. Whatever it is, if you're involved, you can bet your bottom dollar. If you bet it, it's going to be possible. Yes, ma'am. Is that it? You got a question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I want to ask 2 questions.
3?
2.
Yes, sir.
The first question I would like to share is that did you share that black ants help us work?
No, sir. Not personally as a people. They don't help us at this time. The work that they do is a help in general, just for nature. Like the mosquito is a help. The fly, the least of all creation, is a help. Might not say to us, because that's flies. But they were brought here for a reason. So they help. And how they help is that they keep the white man aggravated. He loves aggravation. So it helps him to be himself. So he can keep his foot on you. You see? It never let him get too comfortable. He started letting him get comfortable and mosquito come bite him. So, keeps him upset, you know what I mean? Then he makes it when you go to work, everybody go to work at the same time. So you be all bunched up and cursing each other like in the car. He likes that. However, the black ant, as far as doing something specific for me, and those that will be with me, they're going to build my next ship. Spacecraft.
Yes, sir. My second question is about when you share that black ant word from for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you mean that black ants word for you?
They will do that, yes, sir. In other words, I don't know if you can understand this. I'll say it anyhow. You heard of the mother plane?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, the mother plane was built by people, by men, actual men. They had their hands on it, they shaped and molded it and put it together. And it took off. This ship is going to be bigger and better than the mother plane. No hand is going to touch it. The black ant is going to build it out of the earth. I will go in, give them instructions, give them orders, and they will carry it out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe you'll be going with me.
Sir.
I said, maybe you'll be going with me once they finish building it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's it? Oh, not? Yes, ma'am.
Father, I'd like to ask you
the vibrations of number 1, 9, and 8, 7. The numbers, those numbers have the vibrations of those numbers. To use them in your thoughts,
Yes, ma'am.
to express the energy through them.
You said, are you asking how to use it?
Yes, sir, the vibrations of those numbers.
Well, it would have to go with what the number represents.
Yes, sir.
One is independent. You know, like the letter I is independent. It gives a vibration of freedom, stability, you know, being confirmed. You know, it's like you being home and your father's the real father.
Yes, sir.
I don't care how many people's in the house, y'all having a good time or whatnot, there's still an element of just a bit of unsureness. Then my daddy steps in, tall, comes on in, Assalamu alaikum family. Don't have to worry about it now. The is here.
Yes, sir.
So number 2 and 3, you know, such as that, what the number stands for, that's the vibration it carries. And that's the one. Now, number 7, at this particular time, carries the vibration of God.
Okay.
That's myself. So if you have a 7, it's like, you know, and white folks do the same thing. You know, lucky number 7 and 7-11 and so forth and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
So that's how you apply. And, you know, something coming, and this is what you apply in your thinking as things come to you, especially the sister who's not married. If you carry on the vibration of 1 when it comes to a thing, something that's questioning your sureness about something, then you use the vibration of 1 to check if you can find the vibration in whatever's approaching you, to see if you find anything of that 1 in it.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't, try a vibration 2. Read on up to 7, 8, 9, and one of those vibrations will fit them. Then you know what you're dealing with.
Yes, sir. And 8.
8 is unknown. Then you have to use 6, 5, 6, and 7 to check 8 out. Something can be unknown and not threatening. And something can be unknown, but the vibration it carries with it is threatening, but you don't know what it is. 5, 6, and 7 will let you know.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make it.
Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
Father, I love you.
Yes, sir.
There's no doubt in my mind that you are the Allah. However, I'm tired of battling the fence. Tired of stumbling and falling, and Satan pulling on me, snatching on me, trying to keep me from the idea. You might well give it up because I'm going to be with the idea as long as you allow me. But however, I know that I will be more accurate or more helpful in the idea if I can become full time in the idea. See, because of my spirit and my knowledge and what you have taught me and what I understand to be the absolute, that you are Allah, and that I don't want to be no place else. And Satan keeps hitting me in the head, pulling and yanking at me.
Well, the only way he can be successful in that, doing that, is because usually what he hits you with is what you want or should have, but you don't, or however you don't. So if you're really with me, there has to be a way that you figure out how to have what he's tempting you with the right way.
Yes, sir.
Once you get it, he can't tempt you with it.
Yes, sir.
As long as you don't have it, and that you want it or will to have it or even desire to have it, and he places it before you. You can have this, but this is what you got to do. And he always adds himself into it. Then he makes, even if you deny it, he makes the longing for it strengthen.
Yes, sir.
You know, he does a number on you if you let it. Just for the fact of you can have it. But the wrong way, you don't want it that way. He makes you want it even greater. So what you should do is seek how to have it the right way. And eliminate him having to tempt you with anything.
Yes, sir.
And if you're going to be with us full time and whatnot, there's a way to go about doing it.
That's what I want to know, Father.
Well, your actual participation with us as it stands today will determine what's really in your mind. You know, a lot of people want a lot of different things. The way they go about achieving it, once you come with us, most of the time you can't do it that way. And if you stick to it, that's the only way I know how to get it. I don't see no reason why I can't have it. Everybody else is doing so and so and so. I don't see no harm in it. That's the problem. You don't see the harm, and that's what you got you trapped up. And because we see it, and we tell you, no, it can't be done that way. If you hear, it has to be done this way. Well, I don't see why it's got to be done that way. That's the problem. You don't see. So what you should do, since you don't want to take it from Satan, and you're having patience, have patience to see it the way it should be done, and you will get it. Even being full time. If the solution or submitting is genuine, that can't be denied from you. If you're going to submit to 95% of it, 5% you're not going to submit to because so and so said so and so to you or whatever, that 5% going to keep you out. If so and so is already in with us and they said something that's crazy and you taking it as though it's against you, then you got to ask yourself, well, how did they get in full time and saying something like that? Then you go to the officials or call me. Well, Father, look, I don't understand so and so and so, and I'll explain it to you. Everybody has a right to grow. There's always a certain room or margin of error or correctness, or I won't say error. White folks say error. I'll say a margin for growth. So just because one person says so and so to you, they are growing. It don't mean that it is.
Yes, sir.
Have you taken? I'm not just talking to you.
Yes, sir.
However, if you take it as though, well, that is, even if it's unofficial, that ain't me. So what you do is say, well, that don't sound right. However, I'll go ahead and try this. Now, if it sounds too wrong, all right, I'm going to check it out. And if I find it to be true, that's what I'll do. And don't say, well, I'll check it out, and you wait 3 months before you check it. No, if you're going to check it out right then.
Yes, sir.
And if you find out what is and what isn't, that's what you move on. And we see that. And then I say, well, where's Brother Abdul? Your name's Abdul?
Yes, sir.
Well, oh, no, tell the brother, yes, make sure he got a, yeah, he's with us. And that's it.
Yes, sir.
That's all you got to do.
Well, that is not the case with me, particularly. You know, that I know that I will be more I could do more if I'm full time. I have so many duties outside of trying to survive out in this man's world that is hindering me doing things that I would love to do here.
All right, well, what I'll do, you will speak to Secretary James, and he may tell you, you may have to speak to Sister National because we have a system set up for those that are coming in.
Yes, sir.
And they will find out all the pertinent information, and we'll move from there. And since I know your willingness, I may add a little more attention to your request than I have done others.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
So try that and we'll see what happens.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Brother Islam. Is that it? Overture? Yes, sir. You gonna play me a tune?
Yes, sir, that's coming. That's forthcoming. Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Yes, sir.
I have in my mind a lot of times the idea of dealing in the unseen is wrong. However, as a musician, I enjoy bringing those things that are not seen into the seen. I enjoy bringing them. Sounds come to me, and I enjoy bringing them forth. However, many times I share them with others so that they can take them and use them to benefit themselves, and I enjoy that as well. And many times I fight with this idea, well, I'm not completing the idea. I'm bringing it, I'm receiving it, and then I'm bringing it into its form, and then I give it to someone else. So I don't get to complete it. However, I enjoy them completing it and benefiting from it. Is that okay to do? Is that wrong? Or
there's nothing wrong with that, unless you give it to someone that don't have no care for it. If you're giving it to someone that has a care, then they will take, you're giving them something that they can add or multiply onto to help make them whole or better. So that's very good. And if you're doing it that way, I would encourage you to continue doing it. If you're giving it to someone, the same principle as don't throw pearls to swine. You know, if it's a pearl to you, and this is your entity, and it makes you be more of a completeness of yourself,
Yes,
then
sir.
you treat it that way. That's what you own, the ability to arrange sounds and bring them out for it to be heard. You know, if it isn't completely finished from you, and you give it to someone that you know will add the touch that should have on it,
Yes, sir.
by all means, you being very brotherly with them.
Yes, sir. Another question, or another concern I have. I know how to be organized. I know how to be structured. However, it's often shared with me that I'm too stiff.
What do you mean?
I don't know what that means.
Well, usually it means that you're too inflexible. Uh, if you're dealing with people, there has got to be a certain amount of flexibility that will allow them to grow. It is said this way in the Quran or Bible: the strictness of the law will kill you. That means a person that is inflexible and sticks only strictly to what he's thinking and how he thinks. Anyone that comes under that umbrella, if they are not capable of taking the exactness as the way it's being issued out, instead of them growing, it will kill them. So there must be a consideration for the person that you people or person that you're dealing with to allow them the time to hear, take it in, digest it, and then see what they have digested from what it produces. Now, that requires a little time, and when they produce what the final product is, if it's unfavorable, then you know that person you be wasting your time to deal with. But if you expected that right off the bat, it would be just like the scientists say, look, kill all of them. Wouldn't be no time to get you together, just kill you. And you can't say they were wrong because you wouldn't be here to say it.
Yes, sir.
You see?
Yes, sir.
So we have to do the same thing.
One more?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thirdly, sometimes I struggle with the idea of the donkey. He knows some things, but he can't get it out, so he's just frustrated.
Right.
How do I deal with frustration like that? Having knowledge and not really being able to get my idea across.
Wait. Or practice with your idea in a balanced manner. Don't do anything out of frustration unless you solve it. A lot of times I would like to do a lot of things. And I feel frustration come up. I'm not going to torture myself. If it is to be and I'm supposed to do it, I'll be doing it. If I bring it in before time, I'm going to bring a problem. So I back up off. And if it is to be and I backed up too far, it'll let me know also. Come on back up. I'm slacking off. I bring it back up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In other words, what's being said is, since we are the gods, knowledge comes to you. Not from my lips, but knowledge comes to you because it belongs to you. And it is acquired by your willing thinking to obtain knowledge of what you were thinking about. So it comes to you. Sometimes what comes to you is far above the time for it to actually be. So you have to understand that. If you try to make it be out of its time, you'll be miserable and cause a lot of other people to be miserable. But this is something like you said you have in your bank.
Yes, sir.
And the time will come around where click, now it's time. And everything will come out, bam, bam, bam. And you'll be able to get it out.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. We're not going to go too much further. Everybody's getting hungry.
Assalamualaikum, Father.
But look at some.
Would you share? May I ask two questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you share something about myself that would assist me in my growth and development?
Something about yourself?
Yes, sir.
Well, first thing that I see,
Yes, sir.
you don't have the right confidence in yourself. So regardless of what type of help comes to you, that question in your own mind about the incompetence of yourself stops the help or severely limited. Puts in the limitation. So what you have to do, you have to realize that you're with Father, you're in the right place. What comes to you, try it. Don't say, well, I can't do it. Do it. And let your doing tell you whether you can or not. And you'll find you'll be more often be able to do it than it is that you won't. I know it's easily said. However, you ask me the question, remember the answer. And apply it. Go against what you are feeling and go with what you're thinking. You feel like you're incompetent. Well, something is telling you, you can do it. That feeling is stopping you from even trying. Forget that. Go do it. Even you see a brother, he ain't married, you think you'd be a good wife and whatnot, but you're afraid he's going to say no. Forget that fear. Go up and say, look, brother, I've been watching you. You ain't married, so ain't no excuse when you tell me, no, we can't be husband and wife. Now, I'm looking for the phone call to start as soon as you tell the captain. And brother said, what? That's just the woman I'm looking for. Hold on right there. You want to get the captain? Hey, I'm interested. Try it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's it?
I have one more question.
All right.
If when two people are merged, does it them being together in the same duty site, does that make the marriage more successful? Is it necessary for them to be on the same duty site?
Let's put it this way. It shouldn't dampen the relationship because once you leave the privacy of your home or your bedroom, and then you go out amongst other people and you all are together, you can still operate as though this is a stranger. You're there to perform the duty, not to make love with your husband or he with you. Now, you all can give each other love looks, maybe a couple taps every once in a while you're in motion. There's nothing wrong with that. The duty that you're doing will keep the marriage righteous. But if you think, well, I'm here on the duty, but my husband's here, and you see him more than you see the duty, you're going to have a problem.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes.
However, if it's working just the opposite for you, ask whoever has the duty roster if they can split you up. And sometimes, absence of the heart does make it a little more fun.
Yes, sir. Right? Thank you, Father.
When you see each other all the time, there is nothing, or put it this way, it limits the possibility of surprise. You know what I mean? If you with him all the time, he won't give you a flower. He can't do it unless you're right there watching. He might want to give you when you're there and bring it home and surprise you. But you together all the time. It's not a bad thing if what you're doing outside of your privacy is you're doing this, you're keeping the duty first. So even if you see him getting a flower and giving it to you, it has a real surprise to it because it isn't something that was attached to the duty. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's done after the duty has been completed. So there's no conflict. So it can work.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, ma'am.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam. I know it works because I tried it. Not willingly. But my wife, I said, Mom, let me take a ride. They done got me through now. If I go by myself, I feel ashamed. I'm supposed to have one of them. I'm joking. However, if that's it, I hope you all got the meat of what I want to get across to you. You own this. Matter of fact, you own North America. You got to prove it by owning Kansas City and operating in it the way that it should be. I have, and I will continue to back you up and magnify the support. We're not going to make a law a liar. You're going to be brought out and with great, great, great substance. For real. Right? Salam alaikum.